we have to find a healthy energy drink because so many of you are addicted to energy drinks. The global energy drink market is approaching $87 billion per year. And I constantly see people rolling around these garbage energy drinks. Like they always have them. Oh, and they're addicted to them. Oh, order me an energy drink. I just feel locked in with a bunch of influencers and the amount of energy drinks they consume is insane. They crash without them. First, let's dive into some of the popular energy drinks and why they are so horrible for your health. Ah, yes, Celsius. I see this popping up everywhere. But let's look what's in here. You have what I call the classic normal energy drink mix. Carbonated water, flavoring, and sucralose. And of course, the main ingredient, caffeine, a big dose of caffeine. 1 Celsius has 200 milligrams of caffeine, and most popular energy drinks have like 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine in one can. The problem is when you consume 2 to 3 of these per day, as many people do, you're hitting over that 400 milligrams of caffeine threshold. Now, I'm not anti-caffeine, which we'll get into, and I'll show you some good options for energy soon. The problem with over-consuming caffeine is twofold. A 2024 study looked at this specific issue that I'm talking about. They compared a dose of 100 milligrams of caffeine versus a dose of 400 milligrams. What they found is the 400 milligram group experienced sleep disruption. Even ingesting it 12 hours before sleep, they noticed issues. And if you're one of these people going, no, trust me, bro, I drink a few energy drinks and I sleep fine. The study literally discussed that. They discussed the objective versus the subjective sleep discrepancy. People basically thought they were sleeping well, but when you actually look at the sleep, it's not as good. Caffeine has a half-life of about 6 to 8 hours. So if you are consuming 400 milligrams of caffeine at, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., let's call it, when you're trying to go to bed at, 10 p.m., midnight, you oftentimes are still having like 100 milligrams plus of caffeine running through your system. That is not healthy. That is stupid. Another ingredient that I have issues with that is in so many of these right here. And yes, in your beloved white monster, yes, it has this ingredient, sucralose. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener. And there is a study, a 10-week study where they gave healthy adults usually about half the amount of sucralose than that's in one of these cans. And they noticed reductions in beneficial gut bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus. This was only 10 weeks, again, at like half the amount that's in a can usually. So you can imagine, what would this be like for a year? You're drinking double the amount in that study. You are cooking your gut microbiome. If you really want to offset this, you could start to eat some yogurt, some fermented foods, supplement with acidophilus, but in my opinion, why even drink sucralose? Now let's dive in and let's see what are the healthy energy drinks. I will try some of these. I'm never gonna drink these. I mean, this can of Rockstar, this has 63 grams of sugar. That is insane. Even our own government, who's really not the best at telling you what to do for your health, they tell you to not have over 20 grams of processed sugar. So you're tripling that with a Rockstar energy. Sucralose caffeine garbage bomb. Another sucralose caffeine garbage. Let's see what's in this little Red Bull. Oh, you have sucralose, you have modified cornstarch, you have another artificial sweetener with acesulfame, you have artificial flavors. This shit's garbage. But people want to know, are there healthy options for an energy drink? Let's dive in. And let me be clear, I am paid by 0 of these companies, so I can trash them if I want, I can talk shit. I don't care. I don't like taking money from companies that I'm reviewing because then it taints the whole thing. At the end of this video, I'll tell you your best 2 options for energy, but let's start out with this guru. I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm not really even gonna drink this because there are 30 grams of processed sugar in here. What's good about it is it does have, white grape juice, green tea leaf extract, guarana, so there's no like really other bad ingredients in there besides the sugar. 140 milligrams of caffeine, but again, who should be drinking that much sugar? I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. Now we have Zambozan Acai. They make like a energy drink. Let's see what's in these. Amazon Energy, acai berry flavor, and this one's acai pomegranate. Okay, I'm not drinking this one because of the immense amount of cane syrup in here, which is just sugar. They do have some cool ingredients like yerba mate extract. This one doesn't have as much cane syrup. This is like a lower cane syrup one. 6 grams for the full can, so that's really not a lot. No artificial food dyes, no artificial flavors. Yeah, the caffeine content is hard to find on a lot of these drinks. Like, what is this legal, bro? Like, how is there? Okay, this is weird. I mean, they say 2 shots of espresso per serving is the equivalent caffeine found in yerba mate, green tea, and guarana. But I don't see the milligrams of caffeine anywhere on here. I find that very strange. So 2 shots of espresso is gonna be about 120 to 150 milligrams of caffeine. This full sugar one, I'm gonna give another 3 out of 10. Don't drink that. Let's try this one that only has 6 grams of sugar per. I'm gonna take a little sip. Let's try it out. I don't get really a lot of acai there. It's like, it's too sweet for me. Because a lot of the ingredients in here are organic, it's lower sugar, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I just don't really like how it tastes. All right, here we have a Mexican lime Ardor Energy. It's an energy sparkling water. Okay, 0 grams of sugar. We see carbonated water, organic L-theanine from green tea, organic caffeine from green tea, and sea salt, and some organic flavor. Some people really don't like natural flavor. I am not opposed to natural flavor. Now, I agree, there's definitely some companies who probably use artificial flavor and claim it as natural flavor. So I get get the debate around natural flavor, but you can make simple stuff like lime completely naturally flavored. And the reason companies don't divulge it is because in here there's probably some lime, maybe some lemon. It's a recipe that flavor companies keep secret. And this happened because all these companies were just stealing each other's recipes. For example, if I had a sip of this right now and it was the best lime I ever had, I would steal the formula and make a lime electrolyte with it. But let's try this out. Ingredients are pretty cool. You get 0 grams of sugar. This also has theanine. L-theanine increases GABA wave, aka relaxing wave activity in your brain, and it sort of offsets a lot of what caffeine does. So people commonly combine these to have a more relaxed feeling when they consume caffeine. 100 milligrams of caffeine, which I think is a good dose. It's not too much. Let's try it out. I like that. It tastes a lot like water with just a little hint of lime. So I like the fact that it's not like an overpowering flavor. The ingredients are good. There's no sugar. As far as an energy drink goes, if you're having this at the right time, of course, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. And now we move on to clean yerba mate, clean cause or something. Sparkling cherry lime, 160 milligrams of caffeine. So we're getting up there on the caffeine. You have 2 of these things, you're pretty cooked. Let's look at the ingredients. You have sparkling water, brewed yerba mate. Now an ingredient that I'm not a huge fan of, organic erythritol. There are some studies showing erythritol might have negative effects on your gut. Not the worst thing in the world from what I've read, but not a big fan of it. And the sweetness comes from organic stevia extract, which I am a fan of. There are studies showing gut benefits of stevia. So you have 0 grams of sugar, but you have 9 grams of sugar alcohol from that erythritol. Let's try a sip. It tastes pretty good. It almost gives me like cherry lime cola vibes, even though there's no like cola flavor going on there. Nice like bite to it. I wish they just had the organic stevia instead of that erythritol in it. So because of that, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. And if you drank 2 of these, you'd be really approaching that 400 milligram limit. So one of these, 6 out of 10. All right, now we have this weird yerba mate. A lot of these yerba brands are popping up. One of my favorites is Mataina. I think that's Andrew Huberman's company. But this one right here, 160 milligrams of caffeine, so the same amount as that other one. And we have a bunch of cane sugar. Come on, guys. Other than that, it looks pretty good, but I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10 and not try it because 1 can of this is 20 grams of sugar. Again, for 99% of the population out there, you shouldn't be drinking sugar. Everyone always likes to go, oh, well, I'm an ultra endurance athlete. It's like, okay, there's not really that many ultra endurance athletes out there. Like, let's be real. You go to 24-hour fitness, you lift some weights, you shoot some moves. You don't need to be chugging sugar. Next, another yerba mate. This is from a brand called NA Beverage Co. Okay, we have 0 grams of sugar. How much caffeine in this bitch? We have 80 milligrams of caffeine, 120 milligrams of theanine. They also bolster this with 250 milligrams of organic lion's mane, and they put some vitamin C in there. That's pretty cool. Lion's mane is legit. It helps with BDNF, and there are some really cool studies on lion's mane, and some of these drinks never list how much they have. They have 250 milligrams, which is decent. Organic yerba mate, organic ginger juice, which I love, really good for your digestive system. Other organic juice concentrates. They have the lion's mane, they have the theanine, and the sweetener is organic stevia leaf, which is great. 2 grams of sugar, probably from the juices. Let's try it out. Oh, bro, that's my favorite one. So that's my favorite one so far. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like that it's 80 milligrams of caffeine, so not too much. The flavor's great, and you taste that ginger like on the back end, and I like that. Overall, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. As far as an energy drink goes, I think that's pretty good. All right, next up, we have Sati Soda, Tropical Peach, Sugar-Free Stamina. 150 milligrams of caffeine. Let's see what's in here. We got sparkling water, organic peach flavor, organic mango. We have green coffee bean, organic lion's mane extract, organic monk fruit, which is a great sweetener, a little bit of vitamin C and non-GMO citric acid. Let's see what we got here. It doesn't look like they say how much lion's mane is in there, which is, come on, just tell me. Let's try it out. Tropical peach. 150 milligrams of caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine, but it's a small drink. Ugh. I don't like how that one tastes. It has like a weird, I don't know. It doesn't taste like a good peach flavor to me. Our peach electrolytes are like 20 times better than that. I'm gonna give this good ingredients, so I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Guru Zero Energy Boost. 140 milligrams of natural caffeine. Let's see what's in here. We have sparkling water. We have organic coconut water, which is cool. We have the erythritol again. Some organic blue agave inulin, which you'll see in a lot of those prebiotic soda beverages. It's a decent ingredient. 140 milligrams of caffeine. And then you have some of those tea extracts, which they list here at 130 milligrams, which, yeah, the polyphenols from tea are super beneficial. We're releasing a skincare product, the beef tallow beeswax matcha stick. And the reason we added matcha to it is because that is green tea. Matcha is just like ground green tea. And those tea leaves have a lot of antioxidant benefits. So when you put it on your skin, it helps with acne, it helps with redness. So like tea is pretty cool. Let's try it out. Wild berry. It's like pretty sweet. It hits you with a lot of that like sweet berry. I could see this being good for someone who likes more of those classic energy drinks that have like that kind of like intense flavor. For me, the flavor is like neutral. It's not like bad, but I'm not like, oh, I love it. The ingredients are all right. I'm not a big fan of that erythritol. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Joggy Energy, another cherry lime. Sparkling energy drink, fresh cherry hibiscus, 150 milligrams of caffeine from organic ama tea and guayasa extract. Guayasa is like this cool tea with some benefits. There's some cool stuff about it. We have carbonated water, organic tart cherry juice. That's really cool. Cherry juice is actually good for stimulating natural melatonin production. Kind of weird that it's an energy drink, but it's not gonna make you tired tired. Organic lime juice, and then they have their tea extract, hibiscus extract. How much caffeine is in there? 24% juice. That's kind of cool. So you see 6 grams of sugar coming from that juice, 150 milligrams of caffeine in this little thing. Let's try it out. I kind of like that. I find this to be pretty tasty, honestly. It's not that sweet. It definitely has like that juice flavor. So if you're watching this and like, you're like me, like you're somebody that doesn't like all the artificially flavored bullshit, you might like this one. The ingredients are really good. USDA organic. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. And now we have our classic Yerba Madre, brewed yerba mate, the unsweetened with lemon. Packaged in glass, which is great. This company like really popularized yerba mate, so you gotta give them a shout out. Here we just have organic brewed yerba mate with a little bit of lemon juice, organic natural flavors, and malic acid. So great ingredients in my opinion. Let's try it out. I've had this before. I like it. It's not as much of like an energy drink. You know, it's not carbonated. So if you're trying to switch from the bullshit energy drinks I showed you, yerba mate, tea like this might be a stretch, but I got to give this an 8 out of 10. I like these. I am a fan of yerba mate. And now guys, the 2 best options. Let's be real. A little bit of coffee in the morning. You need to start asking yourself, why do I need so many energy drinks throughout the day? I'm not against caffeine. Every morning between 9 and 11 a.m., I have 1 cup of coffee. This gives me about 80 milligrams of caffeine. If I miss my caffeine window, which is around 11:30, I don't have caffeine. It can mess with your sleep. It is a dangerous game to play. You're giving yourself temporary energy and you're borrowing from your sleep, and you create this vicious cycle, and it's why you are addicted to energy drinks. If you are low energy, you need to start looking into why that is. Stuff like electrolytes support actual ATP production. You need to start to understand some basics about mitochondrial health if you're someone who's constantly tired at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Instead of reaching for that second or third energy drink, grab a scoop of our electrolytes, put them in some water, mix them up, and drink them. That is real hydration. And there are other mitochondrial compounds you can take. Stuff like CoQ10, stuff like Shilajit, stuff like cordyceps, stuff like ginseng, stuff like lion's mane, which is in some of these, PQQ, urothalin A. Look into mitochondrial support. That is what gives you that true energy. Stuff like exercise increases your mitochondrial capacity, so you become a human being that has more capacity for energy. When you dial that in and dial in your sleep, you use caffeine as a tool in the morning or mid-morning to give you a little energy boost, not something you rely on multiple times per day. Let me know what your favorite energy drink is, if you drink energy drinks, any other ones you want me to review or look into, and follow me for more. Like and subscribe, please. It helps the channel grow. I love y'all so much. Stay hydrated. If you want the electrolytes, go on Amazon, type in Santa Cruz Paleo, and that beef tallow matcha stick should be live right now. An amazing skincare product. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.